It is freezing. And it's not even winter yet. That is just what I've been needing. Hey everyone, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Today I'm giving you the rest of my August wrap up. I can't actually believe it's almost September already. So the last part of August, my reading slowed down. I read quite a lot at the beginning part of the month, but the end of the month I only finished 2 books. The first one I finished was Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay, which is by far one of my most anticipated books of the year. And sadly, I didn't enjoy it. This is a book about this like rabies-like virus that it kind of makes people turn into zombies. It's spread through people biting each other. There's like a 1-hour incubation period, so if you get this virus, you're pretty much screwed. It was really quite harrowing reading this book during the current 2020 pandemic. It's like Paul Tremblay almost predicted things that were going to happen right now in this, like in our current situation. Like he wrote about people stockpiling at the grocery stores and getting into arguments and the world going into quarantine and lockdown. It was like quite bizarre. I feel like this book really fell victim to overhype because of who the author is. Paul Tremblay has written some amazing books, so obviously everyone was just so excited to get their hands on a copy of Survivor Song. I feel like Paul Tremblay is a very much beloved and respected horror author, and considering it's not my normal type of genre, I'm a thriller reader through and through, he is fantastic. He's definitely one of my favourite horror writers that I know of. Survivor Song, I feel like the premise had so much promise, but it didn't go anywhere. The story just lacked so much. I also really struggle with books that take place over a period of a couple of hours. I don't feel like there's enough character development or growth, or there's really much of a story to go on if it's set over a period of hours. And that's one of the main reasons why this book just didn't do it for me. When I first started this book, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to absolutely love it because that opening was so intense and gripping. But then the book just went downhill. The whole pacing of the book just slowed right down. One thing I can definitely say is that this book, if you haven't read it yet, be warned, because if the coronavirus, COVID-19, is something that kind of triggers a bit of anxiety in you, then you need to be prepared for that, because I felt quite panicky reading this book. Coronavirus has affected my life in many ways. This was really supposed to be the year that I was going to get my stuff together. I had a really good job on a yacht. I was going to get financially stable. I had this entire plan worked out, and this pandemic messed everything up for me personally. And so I listen to people talk about this bloody virus all day, every day, and it gets a bit much and weighs you down a bit. I'm so tired of hearing about it and hearing the news. Like, it's awful. I mean, I don't take it lightly at all. Don't worry about that. You know, I've got my bloody mask right here. I actually really do love my bloody mask, to be fair. I mean, how cool is that? I might just do the rest of my video like this. So yes, coronavirus is something I take seriously, obviously. I just felt like this book was a hard read for that reason. It was a really character-driven story, but I didn't connect with any of the characters at all. I didn't really care about their well-being or what happened to them, even the one that was pregnant and like fighting to save her child and herself and stuff. Like, there was nothing that riveting about the story after that opening scene, the initial opening scene. Yeah, I ended up giving this book a 2 out of 5 star, and I feel like even that was generous. Sorry, Paul Tremblay. There's really no other word for it other than lackluster. Then, luckily, I read a good book. A freaking fantastic book, actually, and that is J.P. Delaney's new book. And if you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you know how much I rave about J.P. Delaney's writing. I think he is a genius. His stories are just jaw-dropping, and this one was no different. It's his new one called Playing Nice. I listened to it on Audible. My effing god, I loved it. He is an author for me. I will read anything that this guy comes out with. I recommend his books to absolutely everyone I come across. I just find his storylines so impossible to, like, if you were in his character's shoes, what the hell would you do? It makes you question your own morals and what would you do in their situation. It's jarring, to say the least. He thrusts you into these unthinkable situations, and they're amazing. They're all amazing. His books are fantastic. I mean, so playing nice. Imagine just having this relaxing day at home with your son. There's a knock on the door, and suddenly you're told that your son, 2-year-old boy, is not your son. He was swapped at birth. You know, this kid that you just loved and cherished for 2 years straight. I mean, how earth-shattering is that? Like, another family have your real son who's actually got a disability. They were both premature at birth. So you meet with this other family, and at first everything seems quite amicable and mature. You're trying to figure out what's best for these children and their well-beings. But then suddenly, wham, everything just goes tits up, and your life just becomes an absolute nightmare. Like, you're no longer in control. Every little part of your life is scrutinized, and you could potentially lose absolutely everything, your entire family. This book was just brilliant. It was spine-chilling, jaw-dropping, addictive, intense, suspenseful, all the words that you could think of. That's what Playing Nice is and was, oh my gosh, I can't recommend it to you enough. In my eyes, Playing Nice, or any of J.P. Delaney's books, is what a psychological thriller book is all about. It hooks you, reels you in, and does not let you go until the very end, and then it just tosses you to the curb. Like, God, you just left absolutely baffled. He is a genius. What a writer. I don't know what he looks like. If he's fit, then I'm screwed, because I've got a bit of a writer crush on this guy. So, yes, long-winded way of saying he's fantastic, and read his books now. Anyway, they're the only 2 books that I finished throughout the last part of August. I have been reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley and The Guest House by Abby Frost. Still busy with both of those. And I also started One to Watch by, I've forgotten the author's name, but it's a romance book, which is not really my normal type of thing, but it's all about The Bachelor, and you guys know, if you know me, how much I absolutely love The Bachelor and any kind of dating show. So yeah, I only just started that one, so I don't have much to say about it yet. Having the most wonderful day by myself with a firelit glass of red wine, pizza. I mean, life is good. I do think I'm going to absolutely freeze in winter though. I mean, this is just autumn. Anyway, let me know what you have been reading throughout August, and if you've got any good recommendations for me to pick up throughout September. I will talk to you soon, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.